Pasaquan is hard to explain. Essentially, it's a farmhouse with a few modifications. Other than being an oddity for passerbys to stare at, it's a manifestation of Eddie's philosophy. It was his sanctuary and his creation. But who is Eddie? Eddie Owens Martin, also known as St. Ohm, was a fortune teller who moved from his hometown of Buena Vista, Georgia, to New York. After his mother died, he returned home to Georgia. Eddie lived in his mother's old farmhouse and used it as the site of his fortune-telling business. Over a 30-year period, Eddie turned his farmhouse into his vision of Pasaquan. Pasaquan is an environment of colorful mosaics, elaborate carvings, and a place for lost souls to find guidance. In 1986, at the age of 78, Eddie took his own life. What was once known as his sanctuary is now recognized as a historic treasure. Some come to experience local folk art, while others are confronted with their own spiritual awakening. For Charles, it is his home for 3 days out of the week. He is also known as the Pasaquan Guy.
So I graduated Columbus State University in 2012 and with a Bachelor of Fine Arts, and I was trying to make plans to leave Columbus and go visit or go be with all my friends in New York, but then I actually was emailed by John Sanders, who told me that Kohler Foundation is coming to Pasaquan to restore the site, and I should definitely apply. So I applied, they accepted me, and then I worked for 2 years as an intern, working with international artifacts, repairing the artwork, and getting to know it pretty intimately. I would color match sometimes. I think this is the hand I didn't have chemicals in, and I would wet it, and I would get like the color will come back. Sometimes if it didn't, I would take a little paint chip sample and I would flip it over and sometimes find the original color, and I would document that down with Pantone swatches so that I would give all the swatches to the painters so that they can hand mix all the color. And then Kohler gifted everything to Columbus State after the restoration, and then I actually almost didn't apply. I was like, all right, now's my chance. I could leave Columbus, I could get out of Georgia. And then one of the conservators was like, are you an idiot? Like, you should just apply anyway, just in case. So I was like, all right, I should apply. And I applied and I got the job. And I think one of the coolest parts of this job is meeting these people. I never know who walks through these gates, and I feel like I'm in the middle of nowhere. I feel like I'm isolated at times, but when they come here and I meet people from all over the world, everyone has a story that they share to me. I just recently met someone who was dealing with their own spirituality and also their sexuality, and to know the story of Eddie, how he embraced spirituality and how he embraced his own sexuality and never faltered to like hide it or be anything other than himself. This person was just having this connection with the site, and like I guess they just felt at home or at peace, and just know that someone like Eddie was here doing the thing that they're doing now, and maybe hopefully they go off and live the life that they want to live and not feel like they can't. So sometimes when I'm here in the middle of the week, when it's raining or even when we're closed during like July and December, if like last time a hurricane was coming through, and I don't know, I just stood in the middle of the sand pit and I started to just mimic some of Eddie's dances, and And I thought it'd be safe because I'm not really near trees, so it was just pouring down rain onto me as I moved about the sand pit. Just thinking, like, Eddie would sit in here, welcome the sun, and then sit here when the sun's going down, when it's going up and going down. And so just thinking about that, I honestly thought I was giving nature, earth, Pasaquan, whatever I was thinking, just a dance. Offered him a dance, I guess. That's all I could do in this tiny, insignificant, raging winds all around me. I figured it'd just be best to dance in the sand pit. I've had families come here who, like mother and fathers who come here, they're touring the site, they read the literature in our interpretive room about Eddie's life and find out his sexuality and his artistic self and how he took his own life, right? And they would come to me and talk to me about their children who unfortunately took their own lives, but they were also dealing with their identity, and they were also dealing and they were also artistic as well. And so in some serious kind of way, they were seeing what could have been their children. As an artist, I think the story and the effort that was put into this place, it's just mind-boggling. And it makes me feel small, and it makes me want to do more. I think it was one of the moments where it was I belong here. So I'm working on a site. I just got the job as caretaker. I had the key to the cottage. I had all my stuff just put in there. And I've been feeling like I haven't been making artwork, and I've been only focusing on Eddie's work. And so I threw all my stuff in there haphazardly on the couch, pile of clothes on top of a sketchbook. Sketchbook was closed. And I locked the door, I worked on the site, I had lunch in Marion County or Buena Vista, and never walked in that building until the very end of the day when I'm done working. And when I opened the door, I found my clothes sort of shoved to the side and my sketchbook sitting there wide open on an empty page. And it was just I don't know, maybe it was just the right time in my life where I was just is this a sign? Is this Eddie telling me to get back to work and keep doing my thing? And I think that's when I already had close feelings because I got to know the artwork, took it apart, put it back together, got to hear a story, how it met so many different folks who've had their lives changed or opinions changed and all these different things about Eddie and Pasaquan. But I think that was that moment that just made it where I'm here, I'm within the canon of Pasaquan. And yeah, I always think back of that day. What I want people to get from Pasaquan is that it is more than just the colors, right? It's more than just pretty things. There's a deeper meaning to it. It's peace and unity and coexistence amongst all people and all races. And hopefully when you come here, you will explore your own mind, your own prejudices and your own biases and find something new from it.